Hello, hello, hello. It's time for another update. Let's see. We're on day 159 on the free-to-play Mystery Shard only account, and it is day 1 of the Emic Trunkheart fusion. Did I say his name right? Yeah, so we know that this is a hybrid fusion. There it is, Emic Trunkheart, where we're going to get the fragments that we need for each of the epic champions from doing the different events. And then once we get all of the epic champions, we have to level them up to 50 and do all that, ascend them, that whole jazz. And then we can fuse Emic from that. So this is generally considered to be one of the harder types of fusion events. But to be honest, I don't know. It's fine. They're all like... they're all whatever. If for me, like, fusions basically come down to whether or not you have the gems, or not the gems, the souls to do the, or shards rather, shards to do the summons. If you have those, you can do the fusion. If not, then you can't. Other than that, it's just time. Like, energy is almost never an issue. Like, unless you just literally spend every ounce of energy you get as soon as you get it and literally blow through all of your gems as soon as you get them. Like, I can't ever see like this being a problem. Like, I don't know. I have a hard time spending like all my gems on this account. Just like, I don't know. It's not hard anyway, as long as you have the shards. It all comes down to shards. So on this account where we never pull shards except for the fusions, I think they're all going to be kind of easy. If we do a shard count, actually, let me hide the webcam real quick. If we do a shard count, you can see where we're at. Starting this fusion, we have 273 ancients, 60 voids, and 24 sacreds. So we should have no trouble getting any of this done. I think the last fusion required like 10 sacreds if you didn't have anything else. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, that should be fine. In terms of champions we're gonna have for champion chase from fragments or anything like that, there's nothing. We've got 43 at Carl, so we're still a long way off of that. Where's my Mithrala fragments? We're at 46 on Mithrala, so we're working on it, but we're not gonna get her. Same thing with like Archmage helmet and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know, things are just chugging along, but that's where we're at in terms of all that stuff. Let's go ahead and grab this. All right, real quick, let's just do a check over all of the daily stuff. What do we have in here? Anything we care about? I don't even know what I'm looking for in here, to be honest. There's an orange soul. Yeah, no, nothing that's even tempting, so that's fine. Let's go ahead and get the red dot off of this. Set a timer on that. Okay, so unfortunately, they've been like kind of slacking with, I don't know if slacking is the right word, but they've been like giving us the notifications on what the fusion calendar looks like basically the day of the fusion. So right now we have the Dungeon Divers event going on. That's going on for another 2 days, 14 hours. And then we also have the Dragon's Lair tournament going on as well. I probably should have saved my energy from last night. I didn't, so I just started running this. We spent like 200 energy on it. But I don't think it'll be a problem. We'll just run Dragon right now, obviously. Champ training starts in 8 hours. So honestly, actually, now that I look at this, I'm probably going to save all of my energy refills until tomorrow, and then I will run Dragon 24 with food while we're doing that, although we are very well equipped to do champ training just off of our brews strategy. If we look at that, we've got, you know, I don't know, how many brews do we have here? 1,000 roughly, and I've got loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of 3 stars to put brews into, turn into 4 stars and level up. Excited to get Newt to level 60. We'll do that during this champ training, I think. We'll have to see what else we can do in terms of like champions. Next champions, I'm torn, honestly, about who should be the next one on the list. It might even be like I'm torn. The reason I'm torn is because we have a lot of great legendaries. Actually, you know who it needs to be? It needs to be Templar. We'll take Templar up next. I have all these great legendaries, but I just don't have any books, so it's like, I don't know. Like, Drexar is a good one that doesn't need books, but some of these other ones, I don't know. I do kind of want to get Jamarsa so that I can... I think if I had Jamarsa leveled up in a good regeneration set, we could clear Barbarians for Faction Wars, especially if we put some gear on Cronam, because we'd have Zephyr, we'd have Shield Guard, Cronam, and Jamarsa all in there to try and get through through Barbarians, I think that would actually go really, really well. And we're getting Syl pretty soon, too. So Barbarians is going to be done soon. Anyway, got that going on. In terms of like personal stuff on the account, we finished the CVC yesterday. Clan did well. Can I see the versus? Yeah. So we got another blood shield and another reaction accessory. Nothing too amazing, but you know, we won. Got all the rewards from the milestone, so that's great. We have all this extra clan gold. Here, let's claim some of this stuff. The energy I'm saving right now, maybe we'll blow this tomorrow. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Well, maybe I'll hold off because we do have like 10 days before I have to use it. But we can hold off and we can use it for farming dragon tomorrow. At the very least, we wouldn't use it today. So, okay, cool. That's good. I finished all of my clan quests. So let's go ahead and claim the rewards from that. So the last milestone of the event, again, was this fusion warm-up event that I mentioned. So we got that done. And we can go ahead and spend our clan gold. Oops, where are we at here? Okay, so we want to get the Carl fragments for sure. Cool. And let's go ahead and check this out. What do we get? There's Shadowkin. Is that another Shadowkin? Dark Elves, that's interesting. Skinwalkers. Dark Elves. Ogren. Not enough clan gold. Okay, cool. Sweet. So I want to go sorting those out, but as you can see, my mail is a mess. I really need to come in here and sell a bunch of artifacts and do a big cleanse. It's just I hate it. It takes so long. It's so boring. But I'm gonna do that pretty soon. Actually, speaking of, okay, so the next thing we should look at is probably the schedule. So I'm gonna go. Oh, here, we'll turn on the webcam. Let's jump over to this. Okay, here is the Emic Trunkheart schedule. So we already mentioned the Dragon Tournament's going on as well. We have the Dungeon Divers running alongside it at the moment for 25 fragments for each one of those two. And we have the Champ Training event coming up next, like I said, tomorrow, so we can double dip if we save our energy to run Dragon with that open. This shouldn't be too much of a problem. Artifact Enhancement Event. Okay, so we have Artifact Enhancement Event starting in a couple of days, so I won't try and do too much cleansing right now because we will wait for that to start. Then we can clear out all of our gear. That'll also coincide with the Summon Rush, so we'll probably just pull a couple of Sacreds or something for that. And then right out, as soon as like the Dragon Tournament's over, we'll have Ice Golem Tournament, which is also going to overlap with the Champ Training and the next Dungeon Divers. So we'll have to see how this Champ Training is going. It looks like there is some overlap between the Dungeon Divers event 2 and the end of the Champ Training Tournament, along with Ice Golem. So we'll try and kind of hold our energy in this phase as much as possible, and then use it, you know, from here to double up at the end of the Champ Training Tournament. Classic Arena Takedown is always a joke as long as you actively play and do the arena fights with all your keys. It should be no problem. Okay, so then after that, we have another Artifact Enhancement event. We've got, like, how much silver do I have on this account? 35 million plus probably a ton more than that in stuff that I need to sell. So we should have no problem finishing all these Artifact Enhancement events, especially if you use the airplane mode trick. So that won't be a problem. Do have this next Champ Training event starting after that, along with the Fire Knight tournament. I cannot farm food and do Fire Knight on this account, on my main account. There was a team I did on my main account way back in the day for 25, which was like a 3-man team that could farm food. But I imagine most people are not going to farm food during Fire Knight tournament, so just keep that in mind, that you're going to want to, you know, use your brews and all that kind of stuff heavily for this tournament, more so for these ones where you can get a lot of the points by farming the dungeons with food. Even if you're farming like a hard stage 25, or sorry, a hard stage 10, even on my main account, I farm with food in Dragon. And I'm working on teams to do like a duo team for Ice Golem, although I don't farm that much Ice Golem, so I haven't worked on that too much. But it's worth knowing that those are options. Fire Knight, though, is probably the hardest dungeon by far to level food in, so that makes sense, right? Okay, so then we're going to have the next Champ Training event. We'll have the Champ Chase tournament, so we'll need to pull some shards for that. And then the sort of the end of the Fire Knight tournament is going to overlap with the Dungeon Divers event. So again, we'll be in a situation where we want to like hold our energy and use it in this block here as much as possible. Actually, I guess, yeah, the champ training doesn't really matter with Fire Knight, but yeah, this block here as much as possible for the dungeon, for the Fire Knight, and then Spider does overlap with champ training, does overlap with the dungeon divers. I think it also overlaps with clan versus clan, which I think is starting here. So yeah, we'll run all that together, and then we'll have the artifact enhancement event. So that's kind of the overall plan. Doesn't seem particularly crazy. We have 3 artifact enhancement events, which can be a little intense, but honestly I have a lot more silver going into this one than I did in the Newt fusion, and I did that one no problem. So I don't anticipate this being an issue on my account, but definitely, save your silver, use the airplane mode if you are getting desperate, and I think we'll be fine. So yeah, honestly, I'm excited to get Emic. I think he's going to be good. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do in terms of clan boss teams with him yet. I do think that's, his best spot is clan boss, but I think he also has a lot of uses in Doom Tower waves as well. But we'll just have to see how that goes going forward. But yeah, I think he's going to be interesting, and definitely excited to get my hands on him. It's going to be a while for us to get enough legendary books because I don't know. It depends on whether I can figure out a really killer team to use for clan boss. If I can, then maybe I'll end up booking him before Cronam, but I need Cronam to do a Sand Devil, high levels of Sand Devil, so he's a high book priority as well. And obviously Newt we need to finish off, but honestly I got 4 books and we need 1, 2, 3, 4, so we can completely book Newt after this. Actually, I probably should have done that during the CVC. Not that it mattered since we won anyway. But yeah, so I don't know. I'll have to decide between him and Cronam in terms of books next. But yeah, that's where we're at. I think that's going to be it for today. I will definitely do updates as much as possible during this fusion, and give you guys a heads up on what is coming up and what we need to, or how we need to plan all our energy and all that kind of stuff. But looking forward to get my hands on this champion, even if it is going to take a long time to get him actually in a state where he's usable. But that's going to be it for me today. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.